Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most explosive night in wrestling, MWL Friday Night Clash.
Let's get into rankings and injuries for last month. It looks like a few wrestlers are on the shelf for the time being. There also seems to be a few returning this month.
The rankings are in for June 2025, and we've seen some huge moves in MWL over the past few weeks. Let's take a look at the current standings and see who's been making waves in the league. John. That's right, Mike. It's been an exciting month of action, and these rankings reflect the hard work and determination of our top competitors. Let's get into it. Coming in at 1 for the second week in a row, we have Mr. Jones. He's holding strong at the top spot, showing that his quest for the MWL Championship is very much alive. His consistent performances have earned him this position, and it looks like he's not slowing down anytime soon. Absolutely, Mike. Mr. Jones has been dominant in the ring, has only added to his momentum. If he continues this streak, it's only a matter of time before he's holding the gold. Mike. Number 2, we have Daniel Dynamite, the powerhouse who's been climbing the ranks. His victories in high-profile matches have kept him near the top, and he's proven time and again that he's a force to be reckoned with in MWL. John. Exactly, Mike. Daniel Dynamite is hungry for a championship. John. Exactly, Mike. Daniel Dynamite is hungry for a championship, and with his intensity and strength.
Here is our MVP for last week. What an amazing talent.
And here we have our match of the week. These stars put together an amazing match and deserve this. Congratulations as you have the match of the week.
Let's kick things off with a bang, because Friday Night Clash starts right now. The camera cuts backstage, where GM Elizabeth stands in front of a Friday Night Clash backdrop. The crowd can be heard cheering in the background as she smiles and addresses the camera. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Clash. We've got an exciting show tonight, but before we get into the action, I have some important news regarding Super Brawl. The camera zooms in slightly as Mrs. Elizabeth looks directly into the camera, her tone becoming more serious. As you all know, last week we witnessed some shocking actions from Mr. Jones. His behavior has raised a lot of questions about the future of the family, and as the general manager of MWL, it's my responsibility to address these concerns. The crowd in the arena begins to buzz with anticipation as Mrs. Elizabeth continues speaking. Therefore, at Super Brawl, there will be a monumental match that will determine the future of the family. Mr. Jones, in his quest for leadership, will be facing Mason Page and Sarah Davis in a triple threat match where the leadership of the family will be on the line. The crowd erupts at the announcement as fans begin to react to the stakes being raised even higher. GM Mrs. Elizabeth, raising her hand to calm the crowd down. But that's not all. This match will not just determine the leader of the family, it will also be for the MWL Championship. That's right, the MWL Championship will be on the line in this leadership match at Super Brawl. The crowd's excitement builds as the significance of the announcement sinks in. At Super Brawl, everything will be at stake. Mason Page, Sarah Davis, and Mr. Jones will have the chance to not only claim control of the family, but also walk out as the MWL champion. This will be a match that will change the landscape of MWL forever. She pauses for a moment, letting the weight of the announcement settle. So get ready, because the road to Super Brawl is heating up, and this triple threat match is going to be one of the most important in MWL history. Who will walk out with the championship, and who will lead the family into the future? We'll find out soon enough. With a confident nod, Mrs. Elizabeth turns to leave, but not before giving the camera one last look. GM Miss Elizabeth over her shoulder as she walks off. Enjoy the show tonight, and we'll see you at Super Brawl. The camera fades to black as the crowd continues to buzz with excitement, eager to see the upcoming events unfold. Mike? Big news, John. This Super Brawl match is going to be monumental. Mr. Jones, Mason Page, and Sarah Davis will not only fight for control of the family, but also for the MWL Championship. This is going to be a battle for the ages, Mike. The stakes couldn't be higher. And with everything on the line, there's no telling what lengths these competitors will go to in order to claim victory. Welcome to a winner in the bank qualifier match here on Friday Night Clash. Tonight, we have an intense rogue match between the Destroyer and the Enigma. Both of these competitors are hungry for the opportunity to compete at Super Brawl, and the stakes couldn't be higher. John. Absolutely, Mike. The winner of this match will earn a chance at the winner in the bank match at Super Brawl, which could change their career. The Destroyer and the Enigma are both vicious in their own way, and this is going to be a battle like no other. Match begins. The bell rings, and both competitors immediately lock up in the center of the ring. The Destroyer uses his power advantage to push the Enigma back into the corner. But the Enigma quickly dodges and fires off a series of elbows to the Destroyer's midsection, forcing him to release the hold. Mike. Fast start to the match, and the Enigma is showing some quickness to fight off the Destroyer's strength. That's what the Enigma does best, Mike. He's unpredictable and difficult to pin down, but the Destroyer isn't someone who's easy to outmaneuver. The Enigma comes out of the corner with a flying forearm that staggers the Destroyer, but he doesn't go down. The Enigma runs off the ropes, looking for a springboard crossbody, but the Destroyer catches him in midair and slams him with a slam to the mat. Mike, what a catch! The Destroyer just stopped the Enigma in midair and slammed him down. That power is something else. It's hard to deny the raw strength of the Destroyer. The Enigma can try to use his speed all he wants, but the Destroyer is a force to be reckoned with. The Destroyer quickly pulls the Enigma to his feet, hitting him with a European uppercut that rattles him. He goes for a suplex, but the Enigma floats over the top and lands behind the Destroyer, connecting with a Russian leg sweep that takes him down. Nice counter by the Enigma. He landed that Russian leg sweep beautifully and has a chance to keep the momentum going. And just like that, the Enigma is back in the game. His ability to turn the tide in an instant is what makes him so dangerous. The Enigma follows up with a running drop kick that sends the Destroyer stumbling into the ropes. He charges in again, but this time, the Destroyer catches him with a clothesline that flips him over. Mike. Big clothesline from the Destroyer. The Enigma might have gotten a bit too cocky there, and the Destroyer made him pay for it. John. That's exactly what the Destroyer does, waits for an opening, and then takes advantage. You can't make mistakes against a man like him. The Destroyer moves in for the kill, looking to set up the Enigma, the gory bomb, but the Enigma counters by slipping behind the Destroyer and hitting a neckbreaker. Mike, what a counter by the Enigma! He slipped behind the Destroyer and landed that neckbreaker. This could be his chance to take control. That was a smart move, Mike. The Enigma knows he can't just overpower the Destroyer. He needs to outsmart him, and he's doing just that. The Enigma quickly follows up with a knee to the face, stunning the Destroyer, then grabs him for a swinging DDT. He hooks the leg for the pin. Mike, can this be it? The Enigma with the pin. No. The Destroyer kicks out. What a fight we're seeing here. The Enigma looks frustrated but stays focused, climbing to the top rope. He signals to the crowd, looking for his top rope splash. But as he leaps, the Destroyer rolls out of the way, causing him to crash hard into the mat. Mike. No one home for the Enigma. He was looking for the big splash, but the Destroyer moved just in time. That's the problem with high-risk moves, Mike. If they don't pay off, you're wide open for a counterattack. The Destroyer quickly lifts the Enigma and delivers a powerbomb that shakes the ring, then covers for the pin. No, the Enigma kicks out. Mike, what a powerbomb from the Destroyer. I thought he had it there, but the Enigma shows his toughness and kicks out. John, this is what makes this match so exciting, Mike. Both competitors have shown resilience, and neither is backing down from this challenge. The Destroyer, growing increasingly frustrated, sets up for his finishing move again, this time delivering a gory bomb right into the center of the ring. He hooks the leg for the pin. Match ends winner, the Destroyer. And that's it. The Destroyer finishes it with a devastating, gory bomb, and he'll be moving on to the winner in the bank match at Super Brawl. John, what a win. The Enigma gave it everything he had, but in the end, the Destroyer's raw power and experience were too much for him. He'll be a force to reckon with at Super Brawl. Absolutely, John. The Destroyer is now one step closer to securing a title shot at Super Brawl, and after a performance like that, it's hard to deny he's a serious contender. The camera opens backstage, where the Destroyer stands with a calm but serious demeanor. His eyes lock on the camera as he begins to speak, his voice measured and deliberate.
Family. You've been on my mind lately. We've had our differences in the past, and there's no denying that there's been some tension between us. But as you all know, business is business, and I believe it's time we settle our debts. He pauses, looking around briefly as he gathers his thoughts, his tone never wavering. So here's what I propose. Next week, I'm inviting the family to dinner. Just the two of us, no distractions. We'll sit down, have a meal, and clear the air once and for all. He steps closer to the camera, his intensity rising. With a slight smirk, Sarah Page, Mr. Jones, you've all been in the crosshairs of Dynasty for too long. But it's time to face the facts. You owe us, and whether you like it or not, we're going to settle this the right way. We'll talk, and we'll come to an agreement. No more games, no more surprises, just the truth on the table. The Destroyer leans back slightly, the smirk still on his face as he crosses his arms. I'll be waiting for your response. The invitation is open, and if you choose not to show, well, let's just say Dynasty doesn't take kindly to debts left unpaid. He gives the camera one last intense look. Next week, the family, bring your best attitude. We're ready to settle this and move forward. With a final glance over his shoulder, the Destroyer walks off, leaving the camera focused on the empty space, building anticipation for what's to come.
Looks like the Destroyer is giving the family an ultimatum. Dinner next week to clear the air. This could be a defining moment for both factions, John. Absolutely, Mike. Whatever happens at that dinner, you can bet it's going to have major implications for the family and Dynasty. It's time to settle those scores and see who really has the power in MWL. Mike, welcome everyone to an exciting edition of Friday Night Clash. We've got an intense mist match up next between two powerhouse competitors, Clayton King and Mad Dog X. The mist is thick in the ring, making it difficult for either of these men to see their opponent clearly, and this match will certainly test their ability to adapt under extreme conditions. Absolutely, Mike. Clayton King and Mad Dog X are both tough as nails, and this mist will only add to the unpredictability. Mad Dog X has been on a rampage lately, while Clayton King has been asserting his dominance. It's going to be a hard-fought battle. Match begins. The bell rings, and immediately, Clayton King and Mad Dog X start circling each other, trying to get a sense of their opponent in the thick mist. The crowd is excited, but the visibility is clearly poor as both wrestlers struggle to find each other. The mist is making it really difficult for these two to get a clear shot at each other, John. Clayton King looks like he's trying to get a read on Mad Dog X, but that mist is making every move more dangerous. You can see both competitors trying to feel their way around. Clayton King is definitely using his strength, but Mad Dog X is known for his resilience and unpredictability. He might have the advantage in the chaos of this match. Clayton King moves in first, trying to lock up with Mad Dog X, but Mad Dog X spins away, hitting him with a quick super kick that lands flush, knocking Clayton King back. The mist swirls around them, adding to the disorientation. Mike, a quick super kick from Mad Dog X. He's not waiting around, John. He's taking the fight straight to Clayton King. That's exactly what Mad Dog X does best, Mike. He's unpredictable and doesn't waste time. The mist makes it hard for both men to see, but Mad Dog X is using his speed to his advantage. Clayton King stumbles back but quickly regains his footing. He charges at Mad Dog X with a clothesline, but Mad Dog ducks underneath, and when Clayton King turns around, Mad Dog X nails him with a drop kick right to the chest. Mike, What a counter from Mad Dog X. Clayton King had no idea where Mad Dog was, and the dropkick caught him off guard. It's exactly what Mad Dog X needed, Mike. He needs to keep Clayton King on the defensive and use the mist to his advantage. Clayton King shakes off the dropkick and stands up, looking to regain control. He grabs Mad Dog X and whips him into the corner, charging in after him with a running splash, but the mist disorients him, and he misses. Mad Dog X sidesteps at the last second, and Clayton King crashes into the turnbuckle. What a dodge by Mad Dog. Clayton King just went flying into that turnbuckle, and the mist made it impossible for him to find his target. It's moments like this where the mist becomes a factor, Mike. Clayton King thought he had Mad Dog X cornered, but the lack of visibility made it impossible to execute that move properly. Mad Dog X quickly climbs to the top rope, using the mist to his advantage as Clayton King struggles to find his bearings. Mad Dog X launches himself off with a flying crossbody, landing on Clayton King with a thunderous impact. He hooks the leg for a cover. What a high-risk move from Mad Dog X. He came down out of nowhere with that crossbody. Could this be it? He's got the cover, but will Clayton King have enough in him to kick out? This is a huge opportunity for Mad Dog X. The referee counts. Clayton King kicks out at the last second. Just barely. Clayton King kicks out, and the match continues. You can see the frustration starting to build for Mad Dog X. He's given everything he has, but Clayton King is still in this. That's the heart of a champion, Mike. Clayton King isn't going to give up that easily, and Mad Dog X knows that. Mad Dog X goes for another move, trying to pull Clayton King into a DDT, but Clayton King counters with a powerbomb that shakes the ring. The impact is hard, and both competitors lie on the mat for a moment, recovering. What a powerbomb! Clayton King just planted Mad Dog X into the mat with that brutal move, and now he's looking to take control. That's the power advantage for you, Mike. Has the strength to turn the tide with just one move, and that powerbomb was exactly what he needed to regain control. Clayton King slowly gets to his feet, his eyes narrowed as he sees Mad Dog X still down. He pulls him up and sets him up for the Clayton Slam. But Mad Dog X fights back with elbows to the side of Clayton King's head, breaking free. What a fight. Mad Dog X isn't giving up. He's desperately trying to avoid the Clayton Slam. This is a battle of wills, Mike. Clayton King wants to end this match, but Mad Dog X is refusing to go down without a fight. Mad Dog X hits a quick spinning heel kick to Clayton King, staggering him. He then goes for a running bulldog, planting Clayton King into the mat once again. He rolls over for the cover, looking to end it. Could this be it? What a resilient kick out from Clayton King. Mad Dog X gave it everything, but Clayton King is still in this fight. Mad Dog X doesn't waste any time, climbing to the top rope once more. He leaps off for a top rope elbow drop, but at the last second, Clayton King rolls out of the way, and Mad Dog X crashes into the mat hard. Mike, no one home for Mad Dog X? Clayton King dodged just in time, and now it's Mad Dog X who's feeling the pain. That could be the turning point, Mike. Clayton King needs to capitalize on this moment, and if he does, this match could be over. Clayton King lifts Mad Dog to his feet and delivers the Clayton Slam. Slamming Mad Dog X into the mat with all his power, he hooks the leg for the cover. Mike, there it is. Clayton King hits the Clayton Slam, and this could be the end of the line for Mad Dog X. Match ends. What a match. Clayton King takes the victory with a powerful Clayton Slam. That was a brutal battle, Mike. Mad Dog X fought with everything he had, but Clayton King proved his dominance tonight and earned this win. The camera opens backstage with Eleanor Owens standing in front of a locker room. Her expression is intense, her arms crossed as she looks directly at the camera. The tension in the air is palpable. With a determined tone, "Son Goku, I've had enough. Last week, I fought for my place in this company, and you decided to stick your nose where it didn't belong. You interfered in my match, and I want to know Why? What was your intention, Goku? You've been a thorn in my side for far too long, and I won't let you get away with it. She takes a step forward, her eyes narrowing, clearly frustrated with the interference from Son Goku. And you think that's just going to slide? I demand answers. I want to know what you're trying to prove by stepping into my business. If you think I'm going to stand by and let you ruin my shot, you've got another thing coming. She pauses, taking a deep breath before continuing. I'm not waiting anymore. You want to be a part of this? Then come out here and face me like a man. I'm ready for whatever you have to say, but don't think for 1 second that you're going to get away with this. She glares into the camera as her anger builds. Son Goku, I'm calling you out. I want you to come here next week and explain yourself. No more running, no more hiding. If you think you're going to stand in my way, then you're going to have to do it to my face. And trust me, I'll be ready. She turns on her heel and walks off, the tension thick in the air as the camera follows her exit. Eleanor Owens is absolutely fired up after the interference from Son Goku last week, John. She's demanding answers, and she's not going to let this slide. That's right, Mike. Eleanor Owens has been holding back, but it's clear that she's ready to get some closure on this. But the question is, will Son Goku show up next week to explain his actions? Or will he keep dodging the confrontation? The camera cuts back to the announcers, the tension hanging in the air as the anticipation builds for next week's showdown. It looks like the ball is in Son Goku's court now. We'll see if he's ready to face Eleanor Owens and explain his actions next week. But one thing's for sure, Eleanor Owens won't let this go until she gets her answers.
Announcer, it looks like it is time for our main event.
Main event. It's time for our main event, folks. And what a match we have tonight. Two teams full of power, skill, and determination are about to go head-to-head in a rogue match. Will-O-Matic and Tony Langston are teaming up to face the dynamic duo of J-Dog and Zero XO. John. Absolutely, Mike. This match is going to be chaos. With all the weapons legal in a rogue match, there's no telling how this will play out. J-Dog and Zero XO are known for their tag team synergy, but Will-O-Matic and Tony Langston have the power advantage. It's going to be explosive. Match begins, the bell rings, and immediately Will-O-Matic and Tony Langston charge toward J-Dog and Zero XO, with Will-O-Matic taking the lead and locking up with J-Dog in the center of the ring. Tony Langston circles around, looking for an opening on Zero XO. Here we go. This match is off to a fiery start. Will-O-Matic and J-Dog are locking horns in the center, but we've got to keep an eye on Tony Langston and Zero XO on the outside. That's right, Mike. Will-O-Matic and J-Dog are both powerhouses, while Zero XO and Tony Langston can move with incredible speed. It's a matchup of strength versus speed. Will-O-Matic gains the upper hand, using his size to force J-Dog into the corner. He lands a couple of solid shoulder thrusts to the midsection before whipping him across the ring. J-Dog rebounds and hits a running dropkick, knocking Will-O-Matic off his feet. Mike, nice move by J-Dog. He's using his agility to offset the size advantage of Will-O-Matic. John, that dropkick might have been the break J-Dog needed. He's quick, and if he can keep Will-O-Matic off balance, he might have a chance to control the pace of this match. J-Dog tags in Zero XO, who springs into action with a quick springboard crossbody onto Will-O-Matic, hitting him with a lot of momentum. Zero XO stays on the attack, delivering a series of kicks to Will-O-Matic's chest before climbing the turnbuckle to deliver a flying elbow drop. Mike. Incredible agility by Zero XO. He's all over Will-O-Matic, using his speed and quick strikes to keep him grounded. That's the key for Zero XO, Mike. If he can keep moving and avoid getting caught by the raw power of Will-O-Matic, he can definitely outpace him. Will-O-Matic pushes Zero XO off him and scrambles to his feet. He tags in Tony Langston, who rushes into the ring looking for a big impact. Tony Langston connects with a huge clothesline, sending Zero XO crashing to the mat. What a clothesline from Tony Langston. He just flattened Zero XO with that massive shot. You can see the power difference right there, Mike. Tony Langston is bringing the heat now, and he's got the strength to dominate in this kind of match. Tony Langston goes for the cover on Zero XO. No! Zero XO kicks out. That was close. Zero is still in this, but Tony Langston is relentless. This match could go either way at this point. And don't forget about J-Dog on the apron, Mike. His energy is high, and he's ready to jump in at a moment's notice. Will-O-Matic and Tony Langston need to stay focused. Tony Langston picks up Zero XO, but Zero XO counters with a quick roll-up, trying to steal the win. No. Tony Langston kicks out just in time. Mike, what a near fall. Zero XO almost caught Tony Langston there, but Langston powered out. That's the danger of facing a guy like Zero XO. He can strike out of nowhere. Absolutely, Mike. Zero XO is always looking for an opening, and when he finds it, he takes full advantage. Zero XO tags in J-Dog, who comes in with a running clothesline that takes down Tony Langston. He quickly follows up with a springboard moonsault, landing on Langston for another cover. No, Tony Langston kicks out. Mike, great move by J-Dog. He's got Tony Langston down, but he can't quite get the 3 count. Langston is tough, and he's showing it tonight. And you've got to hand it to J-Dog. He's bringing everything he has, but this match is so evenly matched. It's tough for either team to really dominate. Tony Langston tags in Will-O-Matic, who immediately charges at J-Dog with a shoulder block that sends him tumbling. Will-O-Matic goes for a powerbomb, but J-Dog counters midair, spinning and landing behind him. J-Dog quickly hits Will-O-Matic with a super kick, staggering him. Mike, what a counter by J-Dog. That's the kind of resilience you need in a match like this. That super kick might have just turned the tide, Mike. Now J-Dog has a chance to capitalize. J-Dog tags in Zero XO, who immediately locks in his submission hold on Will-O-Matic, trying to wear him down. Will-O-Matic struggles, reaching for the ropes, but Zero XO pulls him back to the center of the ring, applying even more pressure. Mike, this is smart by Zero XO. He's targeting the legs, trying to weaken Will-O-Matic and take away his ability to fight back. And J-Dog is doing a great job of keeping the pace up. This tag team synergy is looking really solid right now. Will-O-Matic fights through the pain, powering out of the hold and tagging in Tony Langston. Langston comes in like a freight train, taking down both Zero XO and J-Dog with a series of big clotheslines. Mike, what a turnaround. Tony Langston is firing up now. He's using his strength to take both J-Dog and Zero XO down. That's the power advantage, Mike. Tony Langston is dominating right now, and he's looking to finish this one off. Tony Langston grabs Zero XO for a powerbomb, but J-Dog jumps onto Langston's back, trying to break up the move. In the chaos, Will-O-Matic grabs J-Dog from behind and hits a massive German suplex. What a sequence! J-Dog and Zero XO are working together, but Will-O-Matic and Tony Langston just turned things around. What a battle! This is one of those matches where it's impossible to predict what's coming next, Mike. Both teams are laying it all on the line tonight. Will-O-Matic and Tony Langston work together to hit a double-team slam on Zero XO, and Tony Langston covers him for the pin. Match ends, winners. Will-O-Matic and Tony Langston. What a match. Will-O-Matic and Tony Langston take the win in an intense rogue match, showing their power and tag team chemistry tonight. Both teams fought with everything they had, Mike, but in the end, Will-O-Matic and Tony Langston had the upper hand when it mattered most. They've proven they're a force to be reckoned with in the tag division. Absolutely, John. J-Dog and Zero XO gave it their all, but tonight belonged to Will-O-Matic and Tony Langston. And with that win, they're one step closer to climbing the ranks of MWL. What a thrilling main event. And with Super Brawl on the horizon, we can only imagine how this victory will impact the rankings moving forward.